due to the recklessness of the French knights, most of whom were mercilessly slaughtered. Sigismund is ambitious and capable. He might well make a better ruler than Wenceslas, but he's arrogant, and to our misfortune, brutal. Not long ago, he himself was held captive by the Hungarian nobility. They dislike him as much as some of the Czech and German noblemen do his brother Wenceslas. Ironically, Wenceslas joined forces with Jobst to liberate him. And now this is how Sigismund repays his brother. There's no doubt about it, God does move in mysterious ways.
Rupert of the Palatinate. That's a name I hadn't heard before today.
Rupert is the Prince-Elector of the Palatinate.
What's a Prince-Elector?
The Prince-Electors are dignitaries of the Holy Roman Empire who have the right to elect the King of the Romans, who would then be crowned Holy Roman Emperor by the Pope. Rupert took the title for himself with the help of 3 other Prince-Electors, even though Wenceslas had already been appointed. Some of the nobility in the empire recognized Rupert's claim, but when he went to Rome to be crowned emperor, it turned into a fiasco. Now he's doing his utmost to get Wenceslas to acknowledge him, but so far without success. So, now we have 2 kings of the Romans. Jobst sided with Sigismund for a while, but now he's switched allegiance. He seems to do that quite a lot.
That young man, Sir John of Liechtenstein. Why is he here?
The Liechtensteins are a powerful Austrian family with estates in Austria and Moravia. Sir John sits on Jobst's council. Since the king's being held captive in Vienna, I suppose it makes sense to have a powerful Austrian house as allies. It could be very useful.
That's about all.
Very well. Take the letter from Sir Hanush. And good luck, son.
I believe we have written it well, gentlemen.
Without a doubt. No one could deduce from this whether we are Sigismund's allies or foes.
I must travel back to Brno now, but soon I will go to Brandenburg and I will stop here on the way back. By then, Sir Capon should be back and we can discuss how to proceed.
Right. Before you leave, my lord, there is one thing that gives me no rest. Why did Sigismund come as a foe? It makes no sense.
If I may, sir, I think I can explain.
Oh, please enlighten us, young sir.
I live not far from Hungary, where Sigismund reigns. It is a savage country, and the constant war with the Turks has hardened the people. They need a monarch with an iron hand. So when Sigismund felt the wind of revolt, he reacted as he would at home. Only what works on the Hungarian nobles does not work here in Bohemia.
Bringing order is one thing, but slaughtering and pillaging with a horde of barbarians quite another. What purpose does that serve?
But Sigismund did give the Bohemian nobles a chance to take his side. It was only when they refused his ultimatum that he lost patience and took to the sword.
As for the barbarians, he could afford nothing better. The Hungarian nobility would gain nothing from joining his campaign in Bohemia. He didn't have enough coin for a regular army, and so he recruited the Cumans. What he does not pay them, they make up for in plunder.
But in the end, he didn't have enough to even satisfy the Cumans. That's why he raided Kuttenberg and Skalitz. He wanted the silver.
That makes sense.
My lords, how's the letter coming along?
It's done.
Then we can be on our way.
Now remember what we said, boy. All you have to do is deliver the letter, listen to the answer, and come back here. Don't provoke Berghoff in any way.
Provoke? Me? Never, Uncle. We'll be back in a few days. Farewell, your graces. Come, Henry, my men are waiting.
I wish you Godspeed.
Ольо, я бачу, ти закінчив свій основний сюжет. Слухай, ти б не хотів почати спочатку, але без читів. Але зразу давай подумаємо, як ти будеш качатися? Ти будеш просто херачити всіх наліво і направо, так ти будеш рицарем, хоча в тебе не вийде херачити всіх наліво і направо, але ти в чомусь будеш так страдати. Або ти можеш хитрістю пройти цю ігру.
So, to horse! The Lord of Burgov is bound to be waiting us eagerly.
Алло. 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 Па-па-па-па. Па-па-па-па-па-па-па.
I'm getting used to it.
What about Rodzig? Has he accounted for not owning up to you the whole time?
He explained it. All will be well, I think.
Glad to hear it. It's far more acceptable for a nobleman to befriend a noble bastard than a blacksmith's son.
Mind you, don't come to blows with a blacksmith, my young lord. What do you think about Sir Jobst and his plan?
Well, I admit all the scheming has me a little lost. I thought Sigismund was the devil, Wenceslas a martyr, those on his side the heroes, and those against him the villains. I believed we'd rescue the king and all would be well again, but now it looks a lot more complicated.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't expect the noble lords to be as noble as the angels, but I hadn't expected such a sewer. They behave like children.
I can't fathom how after all this backstabbing they're somehow still on speaking terms.
I don't know either. Beggars belief. Did you know that King Wenceslas is such a...
Feckless drunkard? Not really. And to be honest, I'm not sure I wanted to know. I slept better believing my fate was watched over by a wise and powerful monarch.
So did I.
What a dismal world when you can't keep trust in your own king.
On the other hand, times were better with him here than with him gone.
Isn't that the truth?
What do you think of Sigismund?
If I were him, I'd have had enough of my brother even sooner.
But he's a monster. Look at what those hordes of his are getting up to here. What he did in Skalitz.
True enough. On the other hand, if Wenceslas and Prokop hadn't double-crossed him, none of this would have happened.
No one forced him to burn Skalitz.
That's a fact. But he couldn't let them shit all over him either. Not that I'm defending him.
He's a weasel.
No doubt about that.
Do you know anything about Prokop?
Sir Hanush could tell you a thing or two about it.
Why?
Last winter, a certain Sir Jan Sokol of Lamberg, a well-known knight, or robber baron to some, tried to occupy the city of Iglau, which was on the orders of none other than Prokop.
And what has that got to do with Hanush?
Well, he was there with him. Of course that's not something to brag about in front of Jobst.
And what was it all about?
They wanted to occupy a city that was on the side of the League of Lords, but despite there being several hundred strong, they didn't take it. For one thing, they couldn't get past the Iglau women, with their pitchforks and cauldrons of hot water.
I would never have thought of Sir Hanush as such a rebel. And have you heard anything about Rupert of the Palatinate?
A little. He can't manage even to wrest power from a king who doesn't much care for ruling and isn't fighting back. That doesn't seem like a man who has what it takes to rule. And that's all I need to know.
And that Berghoff we're going to see, do you know anything about him?
I haven't heard much good about him. but I have a feeling that some other nobles are quite in awe of him, and his castle is apparently quite impressive. I'll be interested to see for myself.
And what about the League of Lords?
Wealthy, pompous. The king doesn't seem to like them much. He's chosen to let the lesser ranks of the nobility into his circle, men like your father. I admit I don't blame him one bit. But the lords weren't happy about their lost influence, so they put their foot down. If I were Wenceslas, I'd have let them hang after they abducted me the first time. But he gave them seats at the provincial council? Little wonder they're back in their old tricks.
Yeah!
Секунду, так, секунду.
How about it, Henry? Can we go? Are you ready for this?
Of course. At last I'll get to see more of the country and have a bit of an outing.
Quite. Let's get to it then. I finally have the feeling we're doing something worthwhile. We're helping to save the king.
Instead of saving his drunken majesty. I'd rather find that horseman who murdered my parents, get the sword back from him, and skewer him with it.
Cheer up, Henry. I've a feeling you'll get your chance one day, and it won't be long in coming. Forward, men! Audentes fortuna iubat!
А, вони спавняться, походу. Тобто його заберуть в тебе, коли ти сядеш в кірячку? Якщо ти сядеш в кірячку, то його заберуть у тебе? Дякую. А, це просто пісець. Окей, ладно. Бо я просто дещо зараз хочу зробити. В общем, я просто поставив пароль на Linux і забувся, який пароль, і мені прийдеться зараз ресетнути деякі налаштування. Але це я зараз говорю не про той Linux, що в мене на ноуті, а той, що на малинці, на Raspberry.
God bless. Same to you. Today's a scorcher.
Well, husband, how goes it?
Good. I should get it finished today. Where on earth is Henry? I need him to run some errands.
He was still sleeping when I went out.
At this hour? Blue-blooded idler.
Well, it looks like he was out all evening, drinking like a lord.
Go and get the lazy bones up then. A quick clout round the ear should do it.
Mm-hmm. Henry! Get up now. There's work to be done.
Mother. Get up or I'll come get you up, you slug of bed.
Hear that? You'd better not vex him. Now get up quick. Your breakfast is on the table. Wait, what's this? Have you been... Oh, Henry. How many times have I told you about fighting?
Oh, it's nothing. It's just a scratch.
You've been at that sword play again, haven't you? You'd better pray your father doesn't get to hear of it. You know how he feels about it.
Oh, don't worry, it wasn't that. I just scratched myself is all.
Well, just don't come crying to me if you really do get hurt. Now get up, you rogue. A fine state you're in this morning. What on earth did you get up to last night?
Nothing much. Me and the lads were just having a chat in the tavern. Some wayfarer stopped by. He was telling us what's going on in the world, and, well, I lost track of time.
Well, I hope he didn't fill your head with nonsense. Well, I've got a feeling there's something you're not telling me. And it's connected with that scratch on your hand. And that suspicious-looking character with a sword who turned up in town recently.
You think he's teaching me sword fighting, don't you? What use would that be to me? Here. I'm not lying to you, Ma.
All right, then, if you say so. I don't mean to pry, but you know your father takes a dim view of such things.
Да.
Now I see you, I hope it will go even better. Are you here to buy?
Good day, Henry.
Hey, Pip. Have you recovered from yesterday?
It was nothing.
I don't want to...
Yeah?
So, Very well. Let's start with the basics. Keep moving. Your life depends on it. All right. Now try to hit me. You have to put your weight into your attack. If you just fiddle around, you'll get nowhere. Try slashing from different sides. Unpredictability is the key. Never repeat yourself. Good. Nice. Not bad. All right. Good. The point of the blade is for stabbing. Try it a few times. Fine. Good. Very good. Good. Let's try something else. One strike I can fend off without a sweat. But if you chain your strikes, I'll have a much harder time. As soon as you land one blow, follow it with another. Fine. Good. Once again. Now you're getting it. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of thirsty. Remember though, train hard.
Hey, Henry's come to see us.
God be with you. Take care. How can I be of service?
Vegetables, fruit,
How-
apples, cucumbers,
Take care.
onions.
Let's have a word about the price.
Naturally.
Strong linen, delicate velvet, beautiful and functional.
Here you are, with a little top-up.
My word. Thank you kindly.
Good day.
See you later.
Can we do something about the price?
Come on up and take
Naturally.
a look. I've got everything you need, day or night, at home or at work.
Since it's
Strong linen,
Close.
delicate velvet, beautiful and functional.
Agree?
Or the kitchen
We're
or
getting
the
there.
field.
Just-
My fine wares will brighten your every day.
Oh.
God be with you.
Want to try your...
Died and
May the best man win.
For everyone. Kitchen or the field. My fine wares will brighten your every day.
damask, scarlet to please the ladies in your eyes. Just come right up.
This'll be the one.
Come on up and take a look. I've got everything you need.
Welcome,
Day or night,
Henry.
At home or at work. Linen fabric, dyed and plain, something for everyone.
That's it.
Knives, axes, rakes, hoes.
Greetings, Henry.
Get the best right here.
We'll see. Now I'm for the chop.
Fabric, thread, buttons,
Good
laces.
handy implements
Come,
and
people,
machines of
come.
every kind. Come on up and buy.
Strong linen, delicate.
Ah, come
velvet,
on.
beautiful
It's time I had a
and
throw.
functional.
Come on up and buy.
No matter. It wouldn't have helped much anyway.
Thread, long and strong to sew up anything you need.
This'll be the one.
Everything for the house. Garden and field. Knives, axes, rakes, hoes. Get the best right here.
Your turn.
Rags, fabric, brocade, satin. You'll find it all here.
Implements, instruments and tools. Everything for work and home.
Use your head, man. You'll lose everything.
Linen fabric, dyed and plain. Something
Ah, come
for
on.
everyone.
It's time I had a throw.
Come on up and
Henry,
take a look.
I'm glad
Got
you
everything
came.
you need. Day or night, at home or at work.
Thread, long
Finished.
and strong to sew up anything you need.
Kettles for water, baskets for goods,
там?
and torches for the night. I have it all.
Fabric,
Ah,
thread,
come on.
buttons,
It's time I had a
laces.
throw.
Come, people, come.
If I was in your shoes, I'd pass while the going's good.
Linen fabric, dyed and plain. Something for everyone.
Dark at home, a torch will help. Your field's life fallow. Here's a hoe. Need straw
This'll
for
be the one.
winter. Then you'll need a rake.
Thread, long and strong to
We'll
sew
see.
up anything you need.
Now you.
Linen fabric, dyed and plain. Something for everyone.
For the kitchen or the field, my fine wares will brighten your every day.
Strong linen, delicate velvet, beautiful and functional.
Brooms for your house, rakes and hoes for your fields. What else do you need? Come on up and see.
That's it.
Lace, linen and silk. Come right up and take some home.
Should I? Shouldn't I? No, I don't.
Ти займаєшся.
Implements,
Навіть цікавою
instruments and
штукою.
tools. Everything for work and home.
Kitchen or the field. My fine thread, long and strong to sew up anything you need.
Ah, come on. It's time I had a throw.
Не знаю, напевно, що Тарас коли трубку
I've got
брав.
everything you need. Day or night.
Not afraid of anything, eh?
water, baskets for goods, and torches for the night. I have it all. Kettles for water, baskets for goods.
I'm feeling lucky today. How about you? Dice?
Your fame precedes you, but you won't get the better of me.
Dark at home, a torch will help. Your fields lie fallow. Here's a hoe.
Dammit! Scarlet to please the ladies in your eyes. Just come right up.
We'll see.
You'll find it all here. Here's a hoe. Need straw for the winter. Then you'll need a rake.
That's all.
Dark at home, a torch will help. Your fields lie fallow.
If I was in your shoes, I'd pass while the going's good.
Then you'll need a rake.
Thread, long and strong to sew up anything you need.
We'll see.
Strong linen, delicate velvet, beautiful.
This'll be the one.
I've got everything you need, day or night, at home or at work.
That's it. Cursed luck.
Lace, linen, and silk. Come right up and take some home.
The kitchen or the field, my fine wares will thrive for every day.
Use your head, man. You'll lose everything.
Rags, fabric, brocade, satin. You'll find it all here.
Use your head, man. You'll lose everything.
Garden and field, knives, axes, rakes, hoes. Get the best right here.
Strong linen, delicate velvet, beautiful and functional.
Implements, instruments and tools. Everything for work at home.
Should I, shouldn't I? No, I don't.
Rags, fabric, brocade, satin. You'll find it all
Come on
here.
up and take a look. I've got everything you need, day or night, at home or at work.
Use your head, man. You'll lose everything. Not afraid of anything, eh?
For the kitchen or the field, my fine wares will brighten your every day.
Strong linen, delicate velvet, beautiful and functional.
That'll do me.
Rags, fabric, brocade, satin. You'll find it all here. Spades, forks, and axes. All you need to tame Mother Nature. Strong linen, delicate velvet, beautiful and functional.
This'll be the one.
Basket for goods and torches for the night. I have it all.
Давай тут. Перевірка связи.
Rags, fabric, brocade, satin. You'll find it all here. All you need
Ти, до речі, зараз граєш в кості. О, ясно.
God's holy hat!
lace, linen, and silk. Come right up and take some home.
All you need to tame Mother Nature.
Ah, come on. It's time I had a throw.
Satin, damask, scarlet to please the ladies in your eyes. Just
Everything
come
for
right
the
out.
house. Garden and field. Knives, axes, rakes, hoes. Get
Should
the
I,
rest
shouldn't
right
I?
here.
No, I don't.
I'm glad you stopped by.
How are you, Henry?
Thread, long and strong to sew up anything you
All you
need.
need to tame Mother Nature.
That's it.
Linen fabric, dyed and plain, something for everyone.
For the kitchen or the field. My fine wares will brighten
We'll
your
see.
every day.
О, чекай.
No point in pushing it.
Я так не почитаю. Дуже брудно, правда? Ні, нормально.
Damn!
Spades, forks and axes.
Та ні, нормально. А,
Rags, fabric, brocade, satin. You'll find it all here.
Прекрасно, чи типу, це буде і прокляті.
угу.
You can't be serious, Deutsch. Insulting our king.
What?
Ну, я не читав в українському варіанті.
Sigismund has done only what he had to.
Кажуть, що
Had to.
український
He had to
варіант
abduct the king. He had to lure his cousin Prokop into a trap and imprison him. He had to invade with his army of Tatars and besiege Kuttenberg.
Why not? What is this Wenceslas for a king? The empire is falling asunder in his hands. The German counts elected Ruprecht of the Palatinate as king because your Wenceslas would not go to their deeds even.
German counts.
Хіба що на
Now even
англійській.
the Pope
God be with
is
you,
opposed
Henry.
to your king.
I'm with you,
Хіба що на
Matthew.
англійській, брат, тому що зараз
going on here?
російський на українській
Deutsch is
взагалі не
spouting
читаю.
shit. What? Just listen and you'll hear for yourself.
Someone has to bring order and reunite the empire.
What do I care about the Austrians?
Тому,
And nowadays, not even the
в
devil himself
принципі,
can keep
все
up
є в
with
інтернеті
Which is the
зараз,
right
можна в
one, the one
електронному
and
варіанті
only
скачати.
Do not
Так що,
blaspheme, Alex.
It's true, though.
ну,
Wenceslas is the king of Bohemia.
раз в телефоні
Bohemian
почитає.
nobles are on his side.
Думаєш, він що там робить
To hell with
постійно?
Rosenberg and his cabal.
Телефоном.
Sir Radzik is Wenceslas' commander-in-chief. He stayed loyal to the king. And if he heard you talking like this, he would have you whipped like a dog.
Your Diet will soon have nothing left to rule. Jobst had to sell Luxembourg to help your king. South Bohemia is with
And
Sigismund
don't
and...
forget about Kuttenberg, where Germans like you kissed Sigismund's feet to keep their heads.
Yes, but...
Goodman Deutsch, this is pointless. Let us talk of more pleasant things.
My words exactly.
Deutsch has gone too far. Wenceslas is our rightful king.
Deutsch is an idiot. But what can you do?
I might have an idea. Deutsch deserves to be taught a lesson. Doesn't he, Fritz?
You're too right, Matthew. Should give him a proper hiding.
Are you mad? Do you want to end up in the pillory?
Don't listen to Fritz. I've got a better idea. Deutsch was talking such shit, it made me think of that huge parliament. You know, the one right next to his freshly whitewashed house.
You think we should redecorate for him? Count me in.
Well, I'd rather torture, to be honest. But throwing some tears will do.
What do you say, Henry?
But I was going to get ale for father and a few other things. We're finishing Sir Radzig's sword.
Come on. Throwing a few handfuls of manure is not going to take all day.
And it's our duty to defend the honor of our king.
So, Hal, are you with us?
Not that I don't want to teach the Deutsch a lesson, but I really don't have time.
Well, that's disappointing. Still, we can manage without you. Let's go, lads.
Honestly, Hal, how could you possibly chance like this?
Там виноград двох видів. Один кишмиш, а другий ті пластмасові, то я так зрозумів, український якийсь.
Тоже кишмиш?
Ні, я не знаю. Український 30 гривень щось, а той 45. Кишмиш. Один.
What are you up to here? Get out of here or I'll call the guards on you.
Welcome, Henry. Onion soup for the spring. Asparagus for taste and prunes for what ails you. Try them.
Everything for the house.
Добре. Так. Так, чорний мій.
Треба, щоб на кипяток кидати. Кипяток, а потім його. Щоб воно прокипяти, оце, не знаю, хвилин 7 чи 10. Але треба помастити було чимось. Так, олією, або... Телефон в морозилку дай.
Угу.
Ті перші верхні.
Добре, то не йдемо.
Ні, здається, верхні. А ні.
I feel quite hungry.
Навіть творити на нашої, ні?
Та ні, зараз то точно не потрібно.
Завтра щось. Попробуєте?
What's the matter with you, Henry? Didn't you hear me calling you?
Sorry, Father. I was taking a stroll and lost track of time. Somehow I had a feeling I was seeing everything for the first time.
How, my boy? When are you going to get some sense? Anyway, we've a lot of work to do today. I'm finishing the sword for Sir Radzig, and I need your help.
With what?
I'm running out of charcoal. Run to the market and buy a bag from the charcoal burner.
I'll need some money then.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Kunesh still owes me for an axe, a hammer, and the nails I sold him a month ago. Not to mention his debt from before. Go and tell him to pay up, at least for the axe and hammer, and then use the money to buy the charcoal.
Kunesh? That drunkard? That'll be fun.
Well, you're a big lad now. I'm sure you can manage. If not, tell him that next time I'll come myself and personally use that hammer to bang those nails into his arse.
Sure he'll be happy to hear it. Is that all?
Not quite. The Chamberlain at the castle has the crossguard for Sir Radzig's sword, which I had in...
You want me to go and pick it up?
And a...
Her name is B...
Right, so... About time.
Not yet.
And how much longer will it take?
No, I don't. I'll be with you.
I'm with you, Henry.
How are you?
Father sent me. We're forging a sword for Sir Radzig, and the Chamberlain has the crossguard and pommel. Father had them engraved in Sasau.
Right. They're here. The Chamberlain gave them to us for you. We looked them over. Beautiful work. I've never seen anything so fine.
I can't wait to see the sword. Just make sure you don't botch it.
When did I ever botch anything?
Where shall I start?
Ah, shut up and give me what I want, or I'll kick your ass this evening.
Right away, your lordship.
Magnificent. Shame I can't keep the sword for myself. Well, I better go if we're to get the job done by this evening.
Godspeed. See you later in the tavern.
You certainly will. After today's work, the ale might even be on me.
Forks and axes. All you need to take.
I'd like to throw some dice.
Fabric, red, buttons, laces, come, people,
Come on up and buy.
St. George, guide my hand.
Rags, fabric, brocade, satin. The kitchen you'll find it all here.
My fine wares will brighten your every day.
The kitchen or the field, my fine wares will brighten
Your turn. If I was in your shoes, I'd pass while the going's good.
Knives, axes, rakes, hoes. Get the best right here.
That's all.
Satin, Damask, scarlet to please the ladies in your eyes. Just come right up. Spades, forks, and axes. All you need to tame Mother Nature.
If I was in your shoes, I'd pass while the going's good.
Rakes, spades, forks, and axes. All you need to tame Mother Nature.
Henry's come to see us.
That's it.
Kettles for water, baskets for goods, and torches for the night.
For the kitchen or the field, my fine wares will thrive
Finished.
your every day.
Implements, instruments, and tools. Everything for work and home. Fabric, thread, buttons, laces. Come, people, come.
Dark at home, a torch will help. Your field's life fallow. Here's a hoe.
This'll be the one.
Straw for the winter, then you'll need a rake.
Baskets for goods and torches for the night.
We'll see.
Implements, instruments, and tools. Everything for work and home.
I shouldn't have pushed it.
Linen fabric, dyed and plain. Something for everyone.
Implements, instruments, and tools. Everything for work and home.
Fabric, thread, buttons, laces. Come, people, come.
Implements, instruments, and tools. Everything for work and home.
Not afraid of anything, eh? If I was in your shoes, I'd pass while the going's good.
Everything for the house.
Linen fabric, dyed and plain. Something for everyone.
Get the best right here.
Handy implements, machines of every kind. Come on up and
Brooms for your
That's
house.
it.
Rakes and hoes for your fields. What else do you need? Come on up and see.
We'll see. God's holy hat!
Rakes, spades, forks, and axes. All you need to tame Mother Nature.
what else do you need? Come on up and
This'll be the one.
For the kitchen or the field, my fine wares will thrive.
Lace, linen, silk. Come right up and take some home.
Brooms for your house. Rakes and hoes for your
Один.
fields. What else do you need?
What the hell's with these damn dice?
Тоді можна в ванну холодну воду його поставити.
Mixed goods, handy implements, and machines of every
Fabric,
kind.
thread.
Not afraid of anything, eh?
Laces. Come, people, come. I've got everything you need. Day, night, home, work.
If I was in your shoes, I'd pass while the going's good.
Brooms for your house, rakes and hoes for your fields. What else do you need? Come on up and see.
Ні, вони класні взагалі.
Your turn.
Не, ну вони класні. Угу.
Rakes, spades, forks and axes. All you need to tame Mother Nature. Come on up and take a look. I've got everything.
Та, ну, але вони непогані все ж таки.
Strong
We'll see.
linen, delicate velvet, beautiful and functional.
Oh, no!
Brooms for your house, rakes and hoes for your fields. What else do you
Red,
need?
long
Come on
and
up and
strong
see.
to sew up anything you need.
Brooms for your house.
Linen
rakes and
fabric,
hoes for
dyed
your
and
fields.
blade,
What else do
something
you
for
need?
everyone.
That'll do
Come on
me.
up and see.
Why, oh, why didn't I quit while I was ahead?
Good health to you. Good luck then.
For the kitchen or the field, my fine wares will brighten your every day.
Every kind.
Garlic,
Come on up and buy.
onions, all that grows in the ground. Fresh. Come right up.
What will it be?
Implements, instruments and tools. Everything for work and home.
Brighten your every day.
How are you, Henry?
God be with you, Kunesh.
What do you want?
My father sent me to get the coin you owe him for the axe, hammer, and nails.
I've got nothing. Clear off.
You know you owe father for a lot more than just the axe and hammer. If he went to the bailiff about it, you'd be in deep water. At least pay for the tools if you can't pay for everything.
I told you I have no coin, you bastard. Get the hell out of here, or I'll use the axe on you.
If that's the way you want it, I'll tell father you won't pay, and you can tell him what you told me.
And don't come back.
I have it all! Good day,
Henry, I'm glad you stopped by.
If it's charcoal you want, talk to my hired hound. I've no time now.
God save, my lovely. You're looking well today.
You too, handsome. What brings you here?
Just ale.
What else could I expect from a village lout? What will it be then, ragamuffin? Shouldn't you tidy yourself up a bit?
I need ale for father.
A pitcher as usual?
Aye.
But
God be with you.
here you are.
Thanks.
It's on me today. You can pay me back this evening.
Out of the question.
Here you go. And this evening I'll have something more for you.
I can't wait.
Thanks. You'll have something to look forward to this evening.
You too. Oh, by the way, that shifty-looking fellow was asking...
Maniac?
I suppose. He's a man who makes his coin robbing honest wayfarers.
He promised to teach me how to
What use would...
Enough. You sound just like Fab.
Hal, I've got something special.
Is that so?
Your favorite, Savior Schnapps.
Really?
You bet I will.
May the Lord watch over you.
Rakes, spades, forks and axes. All you need to tame Mother
Nature. Linen fabric, dyed and plain, something for everyone. Brooms for your house, rakes and hoes for your field. What else do you need? Come on up and take a look.
Vegetables, fruits, apples, cucumbers, onions. Come get 'em.
Yeah, about time. Have you...
I have charcoal, the hilt, and the ale.
Good job. Well done. Right. Let's see what kind of job the master in Sasau did for us. Look at that, lad. That's what I call craftsmanship.
What does the inscription mean?
Damned if I know. Doesn't look like Czech to me. Latin, maybe? Lord Radzig ordered it. Oh, this will be the finest sword I've ever made. Have you got the charcoal? Good. Then fire up the forge. We'll put it all together. By the way, I heard some gossip about what happened to Deutsch. I expect you know something about it.
Maybe.
Maybe? Someone threw dung at Deutsch's freshly lime-washed house, maybe? And maybe those cronies of yours had something to do with it?
That Deutsch was talking treason in the tavern about Sigismund and the king. He got what he deserved.
Oh, got what he deserved, did he? Look, I don't know if you're mixed up in this or if it's just those friends of yours. It's all the same to me. But I have a trade to run. The German pays well. And having my son in the pillory helps nothing and nobody, least of all the king. Do you understand?
Yes.
Look me in the eye, Henry. Do you understand?
I understand.
Good. Then we'll never have this conversation again.
What, so you think it's right to let traitors speak ill of the king?
Does that boy ever listen to a word I say? So Deutsch spouts rubbish. So what? You might win a fight with violence, but you'll never win an argument. Remember, Henry, if you want to convince someone that they're wrong, try using your mouth, and not your fists.
The furnace is ready.
Right, we'll do the grip. I'll heat it up, and when I take it out, you slip the grip on so it fits exactly. You know what you're doing. Do it. Good. Once more. That's it. Done. Now file it down so it sits well in the hand. I'll prepare the guard.
Father, why did you leave Prague? Who ever heard of a master swordsmith making horseshoes in a village?
I had my reasons, Hal. And here I have your mother and you. Why would I want any other life?
Do you remember Emperor Charles?
I do. Life was good under his reign.
Better than now.
He built half of Prague, and a score of castles, had a bridge made over the Moldau, and founded a university, and all without a war. He knew how to rule.
Better than Wenceslas.
Better by far. But Wenceslas doesn't have it easy. It's hard to step into the shoes of someone whose like is born only once 1,000 years.
What about Sigismund?
Do you think Charles would have brought an army down on his own people like Sigismund? No. Wenceslas may not be the equal of his father, but Sigismund, he brings shame to the royal name. How's it going? Give it here, and we'll put it all together.
It's magnificent.
Indeed it is. The Lord be with you. My father sent me for those nails.
Good day to you, Teresa. They're ready. Will you fetch them for me, Hal? They're in the trunk in the living room.
Henry, are you all right?
Алло. Ти ще тут? І ти ще граєш Kingdom Come Deliverance?
Henry,
here are those nails you wanted.
Bring those nails.
Thanks. So, how's Bianca?
She's fine. Why do you ask?
Just wondering.
We will.
Maybe we'll see each other there. Anyway.
Fine lass, eh? Now stop staring at her and come and see this. It's time for the trial by fire. We did a fine job.
I would expect nothing less from such a renowned swordsmith.
Those days are gone, sir.
You haven't lost your skills, though. Would you like to try it?
Sir, what good is a sword to a commoner?
Let him try it. You still have a lot to learn. Ask your father to show you how. He knows what he's about.
Learning his trade will serve him better in life, sir.
Perhaps. But who knows what the future holds for each of us. I see that you almost have it finished.
It just needs a polish, then Henry will bring it to you.
Excellent. Fine work, very fine. A sword such as this will bring honor to its bearer. What say you, Svan?
True, Sir Radzig. If I'd have had its like back in Nicopolis, things would have worked out differently. How odd to find such an accomplished swordsmith working in a place like this. A man of his talent would have no problem making a fortune in Prague or Vienna.
You're right. It's a very long and peculiar story.
I'd be glad to listen to it over a cup of wine, but duty calls, and I must leave. Here you are. Learn from your father. He truly is a master of his craft.
I'm sure our paths will cross again.
They certainly will.
Once it's ready, send your son up to me with it. Good work, Martin.
Sure.
It's been an honor, Sir Istvan. Have a safe journey to Sasau.
The honor is mine, Sir Radzig. Thank you for the hospitality.
A long, peculiar history.
That was a long time ago. I might tell you about it sometime, but not today.
Will you teach me how to use it, like Sir Radzig said?
Why?
Well, it could come in useful. Maybe I'll travel a bit before settling down. I'd like to know more than the tavern on the green and the forge.
You know the trouble with an adventurous life, son? It can end before it gets started. I might teach you how to handle a sword, and then someone will shoot you with a crossbow as soon as you set foot outside the house.
You talk as if you've seen it happen.
A man my age has seen a lot. Being a blacksmith might bring no glory, but it has its benefits, like keeping your head on your shoulders. I want to end my days in Skalitz, here, beneath the linden tree and by your mother's side.
Well, so do I, one day. But first, I'd like to see the world, meet new people.
Meet them or beat them?
Meet. You have to keep going on about it.
Then you've no need to learn swordplay.
A messenger.
He was in a hurry. What's happened? Listen to me, Hal. Listen carefully. Take the sword, go into the house, and grab anything else important from the trunk. Go to the castle. Hurry.
And what about you?
Your mother is in the village. I'll fetch her and we'll follow right behind.
I'll go with you.
No. You'll do what I say right now. Give the sword to Sir Radzig. If anything happens, he'll take care of you. He owes me.
Closing! Move it, people! Come on! We're running out of time! Oh, Henry! Thank God! Get inside quick! We have to shut the gates! Get running, people! Come on!
Mind this for me.
Are you mad? You can't go back! Get through the gates!
Run!
Find a horse! Ride to Talmberg! Tell them what's coming! Warn them!
Run by the moat! There's a path down there! Jump down from the wall and flee!
You pigs! Don't touch me, or I'll kill you! Go to hell, you Tatar beast! Burn in hell, animals!
No dzierete goni!
Left. Talmberg is to the left, along the stream. Go! They'll kill you all! Flee! To Talmberg!
Tudod, hogy fog végződni?
Kitekerem a nyakat, te nyomoronc! Megöllek, te
Gyere, Gani!
Flee! To Talmberg!
Tudod, hogy fog végződni?
Run for it!
Hogy véged? A pokolban végzett! Hát ez rövid lesz!
Oh my God! Wait! Jesus Christ! Help! Skeleton's been attacked! Do something! Help! Quickly, everyone! Get your asses here!
Hey! And loose!
Hanju! Huzun dinle! They're turning tail! Quickly! We're closing the gate!
Someone give him a drink. And bring hot wine and bandages. Tell me, boy, who are you and where are you from? What in hell's name happened?
I've come from Skalitz. They burned it to the ground. Slaughtered everyone.
Who? Who burned it to the ground?
A huge army. They attacked without warning. And they weren't Czechs or Germans either.
Who then?
I don't know. I've never seen armor like it or heard their language. Maybe Tatars?
Tartars, you say? Yeah. Well, we'll deal with that later. First, let's have a look at that leg of yours.
I don't know.
Grit your teeth, boy. I'm gonna pull that arrow out. Easy. All done. You were lucky, lad. The arrow missed the bone. It only needed bandaging, and I've done that often enough before. War is a good teacher. Can you stand? There you go. Good as new.
Thank you.
If you idlers nothing better to do, get back to work. You'll have to speak to Lord Divish. Can you manage? Sir, this is a survivor from...
I heard, Robard. Tell me, boy, what exactly happened? Did you see the ensigns of the attackers? And were there any more survivors?
So, I don't know what army it was, but it was huge. There were dozens of banners flying on the hill above Skalitz. The ones who did the slaughtering spoke a strange language. They burned Skalitz to the ground. But a lot of people took refuge in the castle. I wasn't quick enough. And as I fled, they shouted from the battlements that I should come and warn you.
The soldiers the boy didn't recognize. They could be those Cumans of Sigismund's. It said they came to Hungary from the east, and now they're the core of his army. Sacking Gutenberg must have given him a taste for stolen silver.
Skalitz is a small castle, sir. If Sigismund attacks, they can't hold.
Indeed, Sir Robard. And our small garrison would be no help, even if we could risk sending them.
You think we're next in line?
Maybe. What's your name, boy?
I'm Henry, son of the Skalitz blacksmith.
I know him. Did he make it inside the castle? I'm sorry. It's in God's hands now. No one else can help us. Anyway, thank you for risking your neck to warn us. Robard, take care of Henry. Make sure he gets something to eat and some rest.
Yes, sir.
And get all the people inside the gates. We have to prepare for the worst. Make all the necessary arrangements.
As you command, sir.
You've done well, lad. I'm sorry for your loss. You must be all done in. Why don't you go to the kitchen and have a good meal? Sorrow is easier to bear on a full stomach.
Ah, milady. You're fortunate our good lady Stephanie of Talmberg has graced us with her presence.
My lady, I'm honored.
So this is our brave young man. Welcome, lad. Bojena here will take care of you. No doubt you're tired and hungry.
Indeed. How could he not be, poor soul? After everything he's been through, he must be as hungry as a bear, aren't you, young master? Here you are, then. Eat your fill.
And a little wine to wash it down.
Thank you, my lady.
When you're done, you can go and rest with the grooms in the Outer Bailey.
No, that won't do, Sir Robard. After all he's been through, he deserves a proper bed. Let him sleep in a lodge in the courtyard.
Certainly, milady. Young Henry here is overwhelmed by your generosity.
Yes, yes, thank you, my lady. May God reward you for your kindness.
Eat up now. You're in capable hands, so I'll leave you to it. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, ma'am.
When you've done, you can sleep in the bedchamber of the courtyard lodge. And don't forget to take off those filthy boots before getting into bed.
I have to eat something. My insides are shriveled up with the hunger.
You fled from Skalitz. How did you manage that? How well mannered.
Yes?
It is I, Henry. Forgive the intrusion. I didn't wake you, boy, did I?
My lady, no, not at all. But what brings you here at this hour?
I thought you could do with a little wine. It's just what you need to help you sleep.
My lady, thank you. You really shouldn't. You could have sent a servant.
I was going to. But to tell you the truth, I couldn't sleep either. I thought of you while saying my prayers. How awful it must have been for you. I came to offer you solace. To let... You're welcome. Now, Henry, I know this is all very new and strange for you. But I want you to feel at home here. You're not to worry about anything except getting better. God knows you've been through a terrible ordeal. I know what it is to be left alone in the world, although your loss is much greater. But with God's help, the pain will ease in time. And it can help to talk about it, if you feel like it.
You might be right, my lady. I'll tell you what happened. It was terrible and unexpected. The day started just like any other. Father sent me into town on some errands. A fellow by the name of Kunesh owed money to Father, who sent me to collect it from him. Only Kunesh had no intention of paying. It got a bit heated, as often happens when there's money involved, but Kunesh still wouldn't cough up the coin. Father was too generous for his own good, letting even a scoundrel like that buy on credit.
Oh.
When I'd done all the errands, I headed back home. I promised Father I'd help him with his work, and I was looking forward to it. He was forging a sword for Sir Radzik. Father and I always chat in the forge. On that particular day, I asked him if he'd teach me swordsmanship. He said no. He said it's better for a man to keep his head on his shoulders than lose it over some pointless heroism. If only you'd known what fate had in store for us.
Oh.
But Sigismund's horde was already on the horizon, ready to attack the town. I saw smoke on the horizon from a village Sigismund pillaged on the way to our town, which was soon to meet the same fate.
God have mercy.
And then death descended on Skalitz. The gate to the castle was open. The bells and horns sounded the alarm, and the villagers ran to the castle to take cover. They were carrying the few possessions they could grab in haste, and I saw the terror in their eyes.
I can't even imagine how awful it must have been.
I ran to the castle like our neighbours to take cover, but I didn't make it. I had to find another way to save myself. The men on the battlements called down to me to flee to Talmberg and warn you. I was lucky I knew a concealed path around the castle. I wasn't safe yet. The humans were going from house to house below the castle, looting and then torching them. They encircled the castle, and it was clear they could spot me at any moment.
May God punish them.
Then I heard a scream. It was Teresa, the mill wench. She'd been caught by a gang of Cuman savages who planned to violate her. I wanted to help her. God knows I wanted to, but even though I had the sword we made for Sir Radzig, they had me outnumbered and they were well armed too. I only just managed to grab one of their horses and ride off. I couldn't help her any more than I could have helped my parents.
It wasn't your fault.
I'll never forget the horror. It will haunt me for the rest of my life.
That's terrible. How could something like that happen?
God alone knows why he lets such things happen.
You poor boy. I understand your grief, but God is not to blame for the ills of this world. That is the work of Satan and those who do his bidding. Those who are corrupted by greed, envy, and pride. You must not lose faith, whatever life brings. Fate has not been merciful to me, and my husband either. Although in comparison to the horrors you went through. I was young when I married my husband. It was my father's wish. Divish was a lot older than I, but a woman must bear her lot. Shortly after our marriage, before I even got a look at Talmberg, the castle was stormed and my husband was imprisoned.
Really?
My husband had some quarrel with Sir Havel Medek of Valdek, who decided to resolve it by force. He stormed the castle, burned down the village of Pribyslavitz, and killed many of our men, even the old chamberlain. He imprisoned my husband in the castle and put his own garrison there.
That's awful.
I was barely 18 years old, and all of a sudden, I was left alone with Sir Robert. We didn't know what to do. We went to Prague to appeal to the king and sought help from Divish's friends, but all to no avail. We tried for years, but it seemed I was destined to be left alone and my husband to rot in jail in his own castle.
Years, you say?
7 years. That's how long it took before Havel was condemned as an enemy of the crown. And even then, he refused to surrender the castle and release my husband. In the end, I raised the money to pay a ransom, and only then, by the grace of Lord Jesus, did I finally lay eyes on my husband once more.
7 years. And was Havel punished for it?
Never. And after 7 years, my husband returned to me an infirm old man.
Sir Divish seems like a good, strong man.
Certainly, only he has many concerns. He had to rebuild Talmberg. After he was released, the king appointed him Burgrave of Prague Castle, and he was very busy. He had no time for me at all. But at least we were in the city, and there was something going on. And now, we're here.
My lady, you're still young and beautiful. Your best years are still ahead of you.
Would that that were true, lad. Would it were true. But what am I doing bothering you with this? You have troubles enough of your own. I'll go and let you sleep. I enjoyed our little talk, Henry. Good night, and God bless.
Good night, my lady.
Henry, wake up. You don't want to miss this.
What is it? What's happening?
Come to the battlements. One of our patrols reported a company heading here from Skalitz.
I feel quite hungry.
The well is deep. Like Sigismund's bastard.
Prepare for the worst. But don't be daunted by their numbers. Heed my commands, and all will end well.
Hey, you men down there. Tell the people outside the walls to prepare for attack. Quickly, do you understand?
What's going on?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Why would Sigismund advance on Talmberg in the night? Especially since he's lost the element of surprise after the raid on Skalitz.
Maybe it's not him.
Then who is it? The scouts Jivish sent to Skalitz to spy on Sigismund. He said he'd set up camp and was getting ready to storm the castle. And so Radzig is an experienced soldier. He'd surely hold the castle for quite some time. It doesn't make sense.
What else did the spies see?
Not much of anything. Before they could get close enough, this huge storm started. And you were right. Sigismund has a hell of a lot of soldiers, including all manner of mercenaries. An army like that costs a fortune. Well, anyway, we'll find out when they get here, won't we?
Aye, we will.
Good luck to you.
Halt! Who goes there? Lucifer and all his minions. Who else, Robert?
Sir Radzig, what a relief.
Is his lordship there with you?
Yes, sir, he is right here.
What are you doing up so late, Divish? At your age, you need a good night's sleep.
Well, Radzig, you didn't exactly pick the best time for an outing either. In a big hurry?
It was a bit of a scramble, all right. Believe it or not, this tempest is a godsend for me and my men. As my old granddad used to say, better a sore throat than a slit throat.
I'd say your grandfather was a wise man. Your messenger told us what happened.
Messenger?
The lad you sent to warn us.
He's alive? He made it to you?
He's here with me. He only got away by the skin of his teeth, though.
Thank God.
A brave young man. But tell me, friend, how on earth did you manage to get away?
Thank God for this tempest. When it began, Sigismund's Tatars crawled into their holes and left us storming the castle for more clement weather. We were able to sneak out right under their noses. The Lord be praised. We wouldn't have stood a chance against them.
Would you like to spend the night in Talmberg?
No, no. When Sigismund finds the castle empty tomorrow, he might come looking for us. We'd only be exposing you to danger. Without me and my men, he has no call to attack you.
Well, what will you do then?
We'll march to Ratai. It's only a short way, and there we'll have a better chance of defense, and enough room for all of these people. If Sigismund should come, better bend your knee, Divish. There's no point dying in a battle that's futile.
You're right there.
Is that boy still with you?
I'm here, sir.
You have courage, lad. That I can't deny. I am sorry about what happened. Would you care to join us?
I'd like to, sir, but first I have to return to Skalitz.
Are you mad? What do you want there?
I can't leave my mother and father. I won't leave their corpses rotting in the street. I'll join you once I've taken care of them.
Don't even think of going back there, you donkey. Are you tired of living?
But sir!
Quiet! I'm sorry about your father, but getting killed as well won't help him. Divish, make sure that lad doesn't budge from Talmberg until things quieten down.
Not to worry, friend. Anyway, he's injured and needs to recover. I'll lock him up here as if he were Havel of Valdic.
I've seen you've grown a thick skin since your tribulation, sir. But thank you. We'll meet again when circumstances are more favorable. Farewell.
Farewell, friend, and good fortune. Give my regards to Sir Hanush.
I will. And good luck to you and your people too. These are dark times. Move out!
Anywhere, people! Move out! It's only a short way to our day now!
What is it? Is that...
May the Lord watch over you. What the?
Don't move. Surrender! You're nothing but a thief. I saw you. This definitely won't come cheap. You'll learn.
Here.
Tom Castleville.
Sigismund and his army. Prepare for the worst. But don't be daunted by their numbers. Heed my command. All will
What?
end well.
I'll be with you.
What is it you need?
I could use an extra pair of eyes, and yours are keen. Will you keep watch of the battlements, my men?
Is that a request or an order?
I'd rather it was a request you answered yes to.
Of course I'll help. I'll have to pay you back somehow after all you've done for me.
Splendid! And don't worry, I'll tell the men to relieve you later. I'll be with you.
Wandering around like a stray sheep. Must be your first watch, eh? I don't think anything much will be happening today. You can just lean against the wall and wait till morning. I'll show you what's what.
I will. Thank you.
Let's go! Let's go! Move it! Quick! Go! Go!
Sweet Jesus! We're gonna hit them like skeletons.
See how the self-appointed king wins the love and respect of his loyal subjects.
Indeed, Robard. Sigismund of Luxembourg has a rare talent for winning people over to his cause. We may be in for a surprise, though. I don't think he will set his heathen dogs on us today.
Greetings, Lord of Talmberg.
That's the bastard who led the attack at Scarlet and killed my parents.
Don't be an idiot! Do you want to end up like them?
I am Sir Markwart von Aulitz. I come in the name of Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary and Croatia, who has resolved to strike against those who disrupt concord in the land and to restore order in the name of his brother, King Wenceslaus IV.
Restore order by burning and pillaging the king's estates.
Greetings, Sir Markwart. The efforts of the king's brother to bring order to this chaotic land are undoubtedly noble. It seems to me, though, that he and his army have somewhat strayed. As Burgrave of Prague Castle, I am entirely beholden to the king, and here in Talmberg divine peace reigned until your arrival. To what then do we owe the honor of your visit?
Yesterday, His Majesty took action against the enemy of the kingdom, Sir Radzig Kobyla, who has been using the silver from the Skalitz mine to fund insurrection against the crown. Unfortunately, the insurgent escaped. Would you happen to know, noble sir, where he might be at this time?
As far as I know, the Sir Radzig of which you speak is the king's hetman at Skalitz. I find it hard to imagine that he would rebel against our king. Nevertheless, I can assure you that Sir Radzig is not at Talmberg. He would be a fool indeed to flee from one castle, where he has little chance of defense, to another, where he has even less. Or do you take the view that my humble manner is any obstacle to your army?
Am I to inform the king then that Sir Radzig Kobyla is not at Talmberg and that he has your loyalty?
Sir Radzig Kobyla is not here, and I have no intentions of getting embroiled in affairs from which I have nothing to gain.
Very well, sir. As you wish. I will relay your words to the king in the hope he will be as well disposed as you seem to be.
Those who have clean consciences and goodwill may find themselves well disposed even at moments like this, when there is little cause for joy. Farewell, sir.
Auf Wiedersehen.
My lord, you have my utmost admiration.
Get on with you, Robard.
What?
It's all the same to me who sits on the throne.
Jesus Christ.
Can we trade?
If you've got the call, God be with you.
I'd like to discuss the price.
Naturally.
What about this?
Well, a little...
Oh, that's a...
Hey.
God be with you.
So,
What?
Ah!
saw them. Made my blood run cold. I heard them. Prison.
End of the world. Them crewmen.
Hey.
The Lord save you.
I would like.
What's the matter, lad?
I need to get out of the castle. Your husband is.
Why, for the love of God, would you want to leave?
My parents are lying in the mud of Scarlet.
That's terrible. May the Lord have mercy on their souls. But how can I help?
If I could just get past the.
But you can. If you wear a proper suit of armor, and if he can't see your face, he won't recognize you and he'll let you go.
Good thinking. And where can I.
At the armory?
Where's that?
In the gate tower.
It's rather embarrassing, but if I'm to pay a bribe.
How would you? This should be enough.
Thank you, my lady. Well, they'll certainly have.
You could tell them Sir Robard sent you to Ujitz to ask the parish priest how the folk there are faring.
No. Thank you, my.
Take care.
Good health to you.
I need to get out of here.
Says who? I've never seen you before in my life. And that's odd, seeing as how you're wearing our colors.
I'm the one who pays well for not asking stupid questions.
Oh, all right, all right. Farewell.
You'll have to wait for me here, friend. Better to keep going on my own. It's like they've already gone.
Jesus. It's the charcoal burn. Hey!
No! Leave me be! Don't kill me. Nothing.
Why would anyone do this? What did these poor souls ever do to them?
What's that? Who's that? Well now, all blood's come pouring out from under. Oh.
Hey, who's there?
You're in the wrong place at the wrong...
Bailiff. He didn't run like me. He died with a sword in his hand. You stood by his side and he did this to you. In the end, you were a hero. You didn't run away. Didn't abandon like me. No. Just wait a moment. I'll take care of my parents, and then I'll come back to you. I won't leave you like this.
Why did you do it to me, Father? Why? Why did you leave me? Forgive me. Forgive me for everything. Next time I won't run. I'll never run away again. I'll find the one who did this to you. I remember his face. I'll find him. But first, I have to find this shovel and take care of you. I remember you told me you wanted to lie beside Mother. Here. Under the linden tree. At least I can do that much for you.
Get away, you mutt! Get away, you beast!
What's going on? Bishak, what in God's name are you doing?
What do you think I'm doing? Digging turnips? The beast just went for me.
Isn't that Mutt the butcher's? Isn't that body the butcher's?
Yeah, that's him. What's that got to do with anything?
I could do with a bite to eat.
Seems to me that dog knows exactly why he's going for you.
Am I? Well, it looks like I'm not the only one. How is your looting more honorable?
You think I'm as bad as you?
Don't like the truth?